if people were sure that a lot of these resources will be channeled towards the urgent developmental priorities that Nigeria has. You think health, you think education, you think just the provision of social services in general, you think infrastructure development. There are some big ticket infrastructure projects that this current administration has committed to and ostensibly is committed to delivering. Then maybe the argument for certainly a short-term increase in debt, in the overall debt pile, but just generally in our borrowing posture would be somewhat defensible. You also have a situation about how costly this would be going forward. I mean, right now, but going forward. So let's break that down a little bit. First and foremost, this is not the most advantageous time to be taking on new debt for many countries around the world, but especially for developing countries and countries with an economic profile like Nigeria. Because of the current global economic situation, some of these borrowings will be fulfilled by domestic investors, and then some will be fulfilled by foreign investors. And I think there's a breakdown around different around borrowings in different currencies. So we'll be borrowing in USD, we'll be borrowing in pounds, we'll be borrowing in euros, we'll even be borrowing in Japanese yen, apparently. So there's going to be a bit of a spread, and all of those will come at different interest rates. But the question still remains, whatever interest rates, right, will be provided, and maybe the debt management office will do some interest rate shopping to ensure that we borrow at as reasonable a rate as we can find. The overall level of interest rate borrowing will still be elevated and significant compared to what we've seen right in the last couple of years. That's the first part. The second part would be we might have a situation, considering the sheer pile of debt that we want to take on at the same time, that at some point in the near to medium term future, we may need to refinance. And typically refinancing, it can occur at lower interest rates than when you initially borrowed, but the global economy, and especially Nigeria's economy, does not have the same carrying capacity as it does now. In the next 2 to 3 years, the net effect of that could be that debt, the overall debt pile will be more expensive to service. And we've seen that with our debt servicing cost. In 2018, right, it cost us about 1.8 trillion naira, right, in debt interest alone, not in the total, in the total share of debt.